bringing you the latest Arizona high school football recruiting news year-round. This is the Recruiting Roundup on ProsToPreps.com.
It's time for the Roundup. That's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen. Every week, twice a week, bring you the latest in Arizona high school football recruiting, and we have a lot to get to today. Some players receiving their first offers, some players adding second and third offers, but first of all, one player just absolutely blew up with schools that some of the top programs in the country, and it came out of nowhere. I mean, we knew this kid was good, Jason, but we didn't know that this was coming. Ishmael Murphy Richardson out of Desert Edge, wide receiver, also plays linebacker. That should tell you about his body makeup. He gets a ton of great offers.
Yeah, he up to 11 offers now. USC, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Colorado, and Utah are the newest schools to jump in and offer him. We mentioned he plays receiver and outside linebacker. Everyone's recruiting him as an outside backer. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. I saw him on Thursday. He looked very, very good. But there's one school that he tells me that's in the mix. It's probably his favorite right now, and it's University of Washington, who was his first offer.
So for Murphy Richardson, just mention what about his game has these schools from SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12 all excited about him?
It's his length. He's 6'4" and 200 pounds and can run, and that's what defense coordinators are looking for.
Well, his teammate at Desert Edge, Elijah Marks, wide receiver, also picked up an offer from Idaho this week.
Yeah, first offer, and he's a big-time player, had well over 1,000 yards, and was the playmaker for Desert Edge last year. Desert Edge went down to UCLA's 7-on-7 tournament, made it all the way to the championship game, lost to Crenshaw in the finals, but Marks was one of the stars of that tournament.
Well, that's Elijah Marks and Ishmael Murphy Richardson out of Desert Edge getting some big offers. The Pac-12 was very busy this week offering players from around the state of Arizona. The first one we're going to get to, Lane Veach out of Perry, a guy we've mentioned quite a bit over the course of the spring and the summer. He picked up another offer from the Pac-12.
Yeah, Stanford offered him. I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't blown up even more. He does have over 7 offers right now, but his biggest being Stanford and the University of Arizona. U of A was the first school to offer him. But I know the Stanford offer is one that he coveted. He really wanted this offer. He took an unofficial visit, went to their camp last week, and I wouldn't be surprised if Veach ends up committing to the Cardinal.
Just watching him on film, he has a Stanford-type player written all over him. That's a great offer. The next offer, Quinn Bailey out of Higley. This is a guy that we thought a couple weeks ago this was going to be between ASU and U of A. Well, now another big-time Pac-12 school got in the mix.
Yeah, Oregon came in and offered the 6'5", 270-pounder. A little bit of a shock, but Oregon ends up, looks like they might have leapfrogged ASU and U of A, and is his favorite right now. He's come out in public and said that it could come down to Oregon and Arizona State.
Arizona was the first to offer him. That now they might be on the outside looking in. Another offensive lineman offered by a school in Oregon. This time it's Oregon State. That's Cameron Bennett out of Centennial.
Kid I absolutely love, and I'm glad he finally got his first BCS offer. He had Air Force and UC Davis and Montana up to that point. But he went to Oregon State's camp. The O-line coach loved him and got an offer. I'm really happy for Cameron.
And then the final offer coming from the Pac-12 is to a wide receiver out of Chaparral that's poised to have a big senior season and has been a very popular target in the Valley. That's Tyler Wiley.
Yeah, we've talked about him a whole lot now. He has 13 offers. Colorado came in and offered that kid. And the CU's jumped in on quite a few players here in the Valley lately.
So those are the latest offers coming from Pac-12 schools to players around the Valley. Now let's get to another player like Elijah Marks at Desert Edge, another athlete receiver type. This guy is actually a kick returner that picked up his very first offer. That's Danny Mahan out of Chandler.
Yeah, only a junior, little kid, dynamic player, good return man, good receiver. Just like I said, just a dynamic playmaker. NAU offered him. He did very, very well at their 7-on-7 tournament.
Now, this is a guy, you don't see very many players standing about 5'7" or so getting some offers, so this is a pretty substantial. They must think that his speed and athleticism is definitely worth a look.
Certainly, if you're that small, you better be able to run.
Absolutely. Well, there's a few more offers to get to. NAU also offered Corbin Gooby out at Marana Mountain View, a talented player. And then your alma mater, Jason, New Mexico State offered 2 more players.
Yeah, 2 kids I really like. Brian O'Georgia, the receiver out of North Canyon, who did very well at the U of A camp at GCC, ran a 4.55, and then they also offered Jordan Schleter out of Notre Dame Prep.
And then the final player to get to, Troy Kowalski picks up his second offer, the offensive lineman in general from Mountain Ridge. He picked up an offer from UTEP. That's going to do it for this edition. Coming up later in the week on the second edition of the Roundup this week, Casey Tucker at Hamilton and Jalen Brown at Mountain Point. They narrowed down their offer list to 9 and 5. We're going to get into those. And until next time, that's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen. Thanks for joining us. This has been the Recruiting Roundup on ProsToPreps.com.